Hello, I'm trying again now with the live. So I hope that that Ilona Lantos will be able to join me. So today we're doing Instagram live together with Ilona Lantos. So my name is Anna Denning. I'm director English language courses, and I'm also NeuroGraphic instructor and aesthetic coach. And today I'm joined by Ilona Lantos. Hello, Ilona. I'm glad
Hey,
that you
how are
joined.
you? Wow,
Yes,
quite
so we're
a
having
challenge
some
to
technical
connect.
difficulties.
Yeah.
So Ilona Lantos is a NeuroGraphic instructor. She actually graduated from our first cohort, our very first ever instructor's
Yes.
course in English. So, and she's an artist, she's neurographic instructor, and she's supervisor. So she's does all the supervisions, very experienced of our instructor's course, and also she's a supervisor at the basic user course as well. So welcome, thank you very much for joining.
Hi,
Please,
everyone. Thank you, Anna. How are
please.
you?
Okay, thank you. Yes, okay. So tell me a couple of words. Uh, you are a neurographic instructor, you're a supervisor, and how are you enjoying your neurographic instructor life?
Well, I really love it, and it brought so much joy
Mm-hmm.
in my life. I, of course, do some art as well that is influenced by NeuroGraphica. And I have some individual tutorial that I do with people, and sometimes they come to get some more clarity about what NeuroGraphica is because they see all kinds of stuff online, and so I really enjoy to explain to them and clarify all of that. So that's what is happening. But also NeuroGraphica is part of my everyday life. Even if I do not draw,
Mm-hmm.
I still work with the processes and I think about it a lot. And
Yeah,
yeah.
wonderful. So today we were wanted to talk about the fact that we get often messages from people. They say, I'm addicted to drawing Neurographica. And, I draw it every day, sometimes several times a day. But we have kind of, we wanted to discuss this because I always say to our students is that it's not enough just kind of drawing Eurographica. Eurographica is a project facilitation practice. So Neurographica helps you achieve goals in your life. So after you've done the drawing or a series of drawing on the subject, I always recommend people actually taking concrete steps in the direction what they were drawing about. For example, at the end of, if I do aesthetic coaching, at the end of each drawing I say, so what are you planning to do next in your life to actually take concrete steps in your life. And I know that you, Ilona, had kind of had some advice for people as well. So
Hmm.
how Mhm.
Yeah, that's very understandable, and most of us probably like that. Myself too. I always feel I don't draw enough. I would like to more, but I don't have time because I have other things in life. But the fact, as you said, is that NeuroGraphica is not just about drawing. It's not just you sit down and take 2 hours a day and make a drawing. It's it doesn't end when the drawing ends. Often, you, as Anna said, you need to take an action, but that action sometimes doesn't come immediately. Sometimes it
Mhm.
takes a while. Like in my case, I worked on some issue many times for long, like months, until finally I decided, to take an action. So
Mhm.
that's important to understand. It's not a magic bullet that you have a drawing and then next you you just receive a lot of money. Let's say if you do on financial things and you make a drawing, it doesn't bring you the money. It brings you internal um, changes, awareness, um, maybe the drive to take an action, to make a change in life. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's not easy. We resist.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, change is difficult. So as we draw and we try to um, visualize our reality with the drawing, and we think about, we go through the steps. Um, it's it takes some time to for the change to occur in our life, and so that's one important thing to keep in mind. And the other thing is, I always like to think about NeuroGraphica and my issues whenever I have a moment, or I can't even get rid of my thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we have a very emotional or strong issue that just circulate in our mind. We just keep going. We keep thinking the same thing. So sometimes I take a walk. Walk is very helpful for me. I do it every day. So I just observe different things that reminds me of NeuroGraphica.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like cracks in the road, and I take a picture because it's just so inspiring. And then I look at the trees. We can see now the branches is still winter, and so that is another inspiration for the lines. Then I can observe colorful things like the blue sky, or the flowers, or the fall leaves, and I just observe them, and observe the shapes, different shapes in nature, even in my house. And I can, think about what is round in my house. Circle is harmony, right? So I just notice that I have so few. Everything is like square,
Yes.
and which is square is for stability, right? So it's a stable home, but is there enough harmony? I need to bring in maybe some circular things like that. So, and another thing I just started to play with is I take NeuroGraphica for a walk,
Mm-hmm.
and pyramid of consciousness. So I take my issue and I start thinking about all the associations that I have around it. Then I'll think about my current life or near past. Then I visit my childhood, and then I think about fairy tales I read, and maybe observe nature's beauty, the universe. Then I sit down just to reflect a little bit, quietly see if something comes up. And then when I get home, I actually do the drawing. So it's kind of a rehearsing my drawing, but I go through in my mind all the steps. So I practice. It's important to do the processes correctly. So then I draw, and maybe in the drawing, by the end, the solution is different from what I came up with just walking and thinking. I think it's very important to put it on the paper,
Mm-hmm.
because if it's just in my head, it's not moving forward, or it's very slow. But once I put it on the paper, I can now deal with it because it's in physical presence. So the drawing would have to take my issue, the solution further.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, of course, it doesn't end there. I need to implement whatever comes up,
Yes.
and it may take time. So that's how I try, do more than just think about the drawing, just to draw. Because if you just draw and you don't do anything as a result, then I'm not sure if the change occurs or not.
Yes, thank you
So,
so much, Ilona. This was very interesting, and it's a really interesting life hack. I really like how you explained that, you kind of carry the idea of the drawing before you actually put it on paper. I do something similar as well.
Mm.
And also, I found that NeuroGraphica also structures your thinking. And I started thinking kind of in a more proactive manner. So before I kind of, my life is divided before NeuroGraphica and after NeuroGraphic, and the way I think as well. So during the basic user course, we
Mm-hmm.
learned the pyramid of consciousness and
Mm-hmm.
all the different kind of levels, all the different steps.
Correct.
And our basic algorithm, which is kind of the constitution of NeuroGraphica, each drawing needs to go with it, corresponds to particular levels of this pyramid. So now every time I think about any issue, or when I talk, to other people, straight away I start analyzing and I look at the issue from all these different sort of facets, all these different levels of the pyramid, and from the perspective of the basic algorithm. And yeah, so it's very interesting what you said. I totally resonate with this as well. And I started thinking differently, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And it disciplines you to, to think more logically, to although it's very creative, but there still is an element of logic in the thinking and in your NeuroGraphica. And as you said, it's not enough just to carry those ideas and thoughts in your heads. That's all they are, thoughts. Once you put it on paper, they start taking shape. I always find
Mm-hmm.
they kind of the our thoughts need to be freed with the help of NeuroGraphica, and once they're free, once they're on the paper, you create your reality. You can model it. We learn it in the neurocomposition course, and yeah, so you can move forward with anything really. So
Mm-hmm.
that
That's correct. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So this is all really what we wanted to talk
All
about,
right.
and I want to introduce everyone to Ilona. You can follow her on Instagram. So she's, as I say, if you come and join our course at the Instructor's course, you will get to know her and her beautiful spirit. Yeah, so thank you so much for joining. It was absolute pleasure. I really like having this the conversations with our instructors or specialists. It's wonderful to chat to you. Thank you so much for joining.
I
I will,
appreciate it.
yes,
Thank you.
I
And
will see you shortly online, because we have our third instructors course is coming to an end. Soon we will have the
mhm,
graduation online party,
that's
because we have students
always
from all
fun.
over the world. Yes, and yes, so I will see you soon, Ilona.
All
Thank you so much
right.
again.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Good
Thank
luck.
you. Those of you who are celebrating Happy Easter this weekend,
Mhm,
Catholic Easter, I know the Orthodox Easter is going to be in May actually this year.
mhm.
So, but pleasure to see everyone. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for everyone who's watching us in the
Mhm.
recording. So we will see you next week. Bye
All
bye.
right. Bye, everyone.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Anna.
Bye bye.